Good afternoon. This is Tanisha Laverne Grant with BlackInAmerica.com. Super excited to bring one of my favorite leading ladies to the platform today, Miss Simone Missick, who stars in the powerful courthouse drama All Rise, as Judge Lola Carmichael. Welcome to the platform today, Simone. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. It's good to talk to you.
Okay, so, just jumping right in here, what does it mean to you to have the show return for its third season, but this time on OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network?
I know. It's so exciting. First off, for a show to get canceled, it's not out of the box in our fast-paced entertainment industry. Lots of shows come and go. To have our fans really rally and write letters and petitions and tweet daily, to be able to have them hashtag save all rise and for it to really happen was outstanding. But I know when we were waiting to find out where the show would go, never in a million years did I imagine that Oprah would become my boss. It is the dream come true. I have to say, to be able to be in her stratosphere is amazing. But also the women and the people who work over at OWN are such amazing partners. They are so excited about this show that this being a third season, it feels like the first season. It feels like there is so much momentum and excitement about this third season. It's a gift that we wouldn't have had if things had stayed the same. And so I am so thankful, one, that our fans are, going to get a third season. And now, because we are also going to be on HBO Max and Hulu, there are so many people who are seeing this show for the first time, who never heard of it or who had never seen it, who are binge watching it and catching up in anticipation for tomorrow. So I am excited for not only our returning fans, but all of the new fans that we've gotten, and bringing the show over to OWN to their audience. So I can't even tell you, it's like Christmas over here.
Congratulations. So well deserved. So well deserved. What has fascinated you most about Lola Carmichael? When you look at her just as a whole Black woman, this Black judge. And I think that's why there was this outpour of love, because this show really is historic in nature, and I don't have time to go into that type of interview, but it really is historic in nature for a myriad of reasons. So, just talk a little bit about what fascinates you most about Lola Carmichael, Judge Lola Carmichael.
I get to play strong women, right? I get to play capable women and smart women. I've gotten to play women who work within, the criminal justice system as a police officer. We are often portraying lawyers, but judges, you've never seen it. With them being at the center of the story, with the narrative being about them and how they approach something that I think we as Black Americans especially feel is such a rigged system and an unfair system. And so to play a woman who is intentionally going into this job to be a disruptor, to be a change maker, to fix a system from within and to right a wrong, there is something fascinating about that to me, because I, as an actor, seek to do that in my art, but I don't always get to reflect characters who get the chance to do that in this position. So for me, I think that I have gotten such an outpouring of messages and Instagram posts from people on social media who are saying, this character has inspired me to become a lawyer. This character inspired me to now try to become a judge. I now see that this is possible. And, we just saw Ketanji Brown Jackson make history as the first Black female Supreme Court justice. And it is the year 2022. And so without having that, we don't have other little boys and girls of color who are going to become judges. Now we do. And hopefully you have more people seeing those things as possibilities than going out and pursuing those careers, and real change can be made within our legal system that is set up to, unfortunately, see the criminalization of poor people and Black and brown people in this country. So, I am in awe of Lola just making that decision, as a character, and being able to see it then reflected not only on screen, but also in the real world.
Wow. Learning about you, walking into the shoes of Lola, when we all get the trades. And I'm like, okay, wow. Simone is an alumna of Howard University and HBCU. I too am an alumna of an HBCU, Cheyney University, founded in 1837, the oldest HBCU. I said to myself, wow, to be born for a time such as this, right? To be a student and alumna of Howard, in Washington, D.C., you were saturated with all of that political landscape, right? So, let's just talk a little bit about whether or not, just by being in D.C. and attending Howard University, is there a particular judge or somebody in politics that you may have loosely based your character off of, just for character development? I'm just kind of curious there.
When you, as you know, go to an HBCU, you are surrounded by people that look like you, who are operating in the highest capacity of whatever their career is. We use the term Black excellence, and it is true in that scenario. But I come from Detroit, which is a predominantly Black city and surrounded by Black judges and lawyers and mayors and police chiefs and teachers and artists and musicians. And, I have thankfully had many people who have poured into who Lola for me was. And there is a Black judge. She no longer practices in Detroit, but she most certainly, I watched many of videos of her on YouTube of the kind of judge that I know I would be if given the opportunity. And Lola is definitely, she's got a little bit of her in there because, so often you don't see judges really hand down a verdict and also read somebody. And Lola gets those opportunities to, really tell people how they have completely affected someone else's life, or how they have upended the work that, we as a community are trying to do. I remember last season, one of Lola's mentors, or a judge that she idolized, gets accused of impropriety. And Lola has to have this woman who is a legal giant to her in her courtroom. And they have this moment where, Lola tells her, do you know how hard it is for us to be in this position? Yeah. And you of all people should have known better. And unfortunately, we do live in a society where if you are the only one, you have so much responsibility on your shoulders to be perfect. We see that in our first Black president with Barack Obama. We see that in our first Black vice president with Kamala Harris. We see that demand with Ketanji Brown Jackson to be excellent, to be 10 times better than those around you, and to still be questioned. And so for me, I certainly watched this judge who, for better or worse, she's no longer practicing, but she certainly gave people a piece of her mind. And
do you care to share her name, or you feel like no? Okay,
I think it's problematic because she then was she was forced to step down.
Oh, you know what? Wow! Oh my God! I so wish I had more time. A similar situation happened to me with a woman who I definitely loved and admired and looked up to throughout my journalism career in Philadelphia. And, to me, she's the GOAT. She's one of the first Black women in Philadelphia to anchor the 6 o'clock and 11 o'clock news. And, she was married to somebody in politics. He went up in smoke, and then her 35, 40-year career in television news went up in smoke. So I so totally get it. But it in no way, undercuts the value of everything that she contributed to journalism, and why I'm having this opportunity to sit, albeit off camera, and have this amazing conversation with you. What has portraying Lola Carmichael, Judge Lola Carmichael, I love saying the judge part, Lola Carmichael, taught you about yourself, Simone?
I am a judgy individual.
Oh goodness!
I'm trying to be better in life. My husband is always like, I don't think they meant it that way. I don't think that's what that was about. And I'm like, nope, I knew it. I knew they was coming. And, I think that Lola is way more even keeled than Simone is. Simone thinks the house is about to burn down at every turn. And I don't know if I would have that sense of impartiality if I were a judge. I certainly picked the right career because you don't want to put anybody, I could be traffic court, maybe. You don't want to put anybody's life in my hands as it pertains to the law.
Oh, wow. That is hilarious. On a lighter note, when we talk about a beauty bag, what isn't Judge Lola Carmichael's beauty bag? What is something you feel like she would not go without?
Listen, Lola, gosh, the beauty bag is definitely Lip Bar lipsticks. I got to represent my fellow Detroiter who created that.
Okay. Lip Bar, I got to look that up.
Oh yeah, Black-owned, female-owned business. Lola loves some bold lipstick.
Okay.
And this season, listen, we as actresses are very transparent about having to protect our hair, right? And
the hair is giving, Simone. The hair is giving.
The
hair is giving. You are representing your hometown queen, Diana Ross, today with this flow. With this flow. And giving me Phylicia Rashad.
You are giving me all the compliments today. Oh my goodness. But this season, the hair does not disappoint. And I am excited for people to see. We've got the Crown Act. We've got people who are advocating for Black women and Black people to be able to wear their hair.
Wow, I'm so glad you mentioned that.
They so want to. And this season, Lola takes a lot of fun turns when it comes to her hair as well, which is great. We have an amazing team over there, and another Black-owned female business owner, Angela Stevens, who has a line of hair pieces called Curls. We use her pieces on the show. And so, Lola got to keep them styles coming. That's in her beauty bag too.
I love that. My last and final question. If there is a flower that represents you, Simone, what flower is that?
It's the one sitting back here, man. It's an orchid. And let me tell you, this flower bloomed 2 weeks ago for the first time after a year. And I looked over and I was like, oh my goodness, it has come back to life. I mean, it was a stick for a year. And I was like, I don't know, but I'm going to keep watering. I'm going to keep, pouring into it. And I feel like that's indicative of my career.
Oh,
I was in LA, struggling for 10 years before a bud blossomed. And now, 7 years after that first opportunity with Luke Cage, I feel like
that was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I feel like the blooms are blooming, and the flowers, they're flowering. So I'm going to say, an orchid, it's gentle. It takes a little bit of tender loving care, but once it actually blooms, it's beautiful.
I love that. I love that.
Thank
Simone, this was so awesome speaking with you this afternoon.
It's
We are
always
so
great
proud of
talking.
you.
Thank
Oh,
you
thank
so
you.
much.
So proud of you. Continue blessings and success. You guys tune in to this amazing show, All Rise, to season 3, which premieres Tuesday, June 7th, 8 p.m. Okay.
Yes.
8 p.m. Don't miss it. Simone Missick, continue blessings and success to you. You guys are watching Tanisha Laverne Grant, blackinamerica.com.